everyone in the room. Keith, we're going to talk about you in a couple minutes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You. I could not be more proud of you, and I'll wait until the masses are on and talk about it. I saw your I saw your reel this weekend. Was that your first one? First time ever.
First time ever. And I was like, I'm not going to post it. I started being critical and I just said, forget it.
Ah, look at you. And how much reaction did you get? How much engagement did you get from that one?
The last time I checked was like on Saturday night, and it was like 1,700 views. So
all right. So okay. So we'll obviously talk more about this, but having 1,700 views from your very first reel, you know, like, how did that feel? First off, obviously, let's talk about the feeling, but like, what was the aha moment in that for you?
the aha moment was like, I felt like I did the right thing by just saying like, F it, get out there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was proud of myself, and I was like, 1,700 people, like I don't even have that many followers. And I'm like, 1,700 people looked at it, and it even, I don't know how many likes it got, but like it got a lot of likes. And I'm like, people actually liked what I almost didn't post, what I wasn't fully, you know, not proud of, but it wasn't perfect to me. But people still enjoyed it, made comments about it, reposted my video. So I kind of felt like super excited.
Right. And so then it puts aside that like doubt and that trepidation that you had about making it in the first place. You're like, wait a minute, why was I so hard on myself? This is kind of fun. This is kind of fun, right? And so I'm super stoked. I'm going to restate this once everybody's in the room, but let me just give it a couple minutes because I don't want to take your thunder. So I'm just excited for you. I was excited to watch it. And now the next one, hopefully we can hear your actual voice. All right, guys, we'll get started in just a couple minutes. Good to see everyone's smiling faces. Maria, looks like you got a new haircut. Or it's just styled differently. It looks good.
It's styled differently, and it's too short.
Is it? You don't like it?
No, because, you know, I'm always with the hawk.
Okay.
And so when she cut it, she smidgened it a little bit too short, but that's okay.
All right. Well, hey, from my vantage point, I think it looks good.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll give it a couple more minutes and we'll go ahead and get cracking on this beautiful morning. Where's Pam at? Is Pam in the gym? I don't know. Let's turn sideways. Oh, she's working.
Good morning. I'm at work right now.
Don't worry, say thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. I was trying to, it looked like it was in the boxing gym or something.
I wish.
All right, guys, we'll get started in officially 2 minutes. So good to see you guys' smiling faces on this morning. By show of hands, how many people were already in the early risers group this morning? Please give me a show of hands. All right, good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. Appreciate you being there, supporting Mel, getting in there and just doing the work, right? Just doing the work. Rebecca Gamon, I'm probably going to call on you this morning because I know that you went away for this Danny Morell meditation retreat. So just a heads up, I might be calling on you.
All right, it was awesome. Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll come to you in a couple minutes because I want to know all about it. I've been a huge Danny Morell fan since he was at, I don't know if he's still with Intero.
It sounds like he sold everything.
Yeah.
I really didn't I don't know how I didn't know about him. It was interesting to meet him and hear about him and his whole story and everything as a total newbie, because I had no idea. Anna's the one that told me about him. Started following him like 3 weeks before we left and kind of learned more about him, but I really didn't know much.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about that because he's definitely he's done the whole mind, body, and spirit journey, which I think is super important in all of our success. And so I want to hear a little bit from you guys as well. So let's give it 1 or 30 more seconds and let everybody in the room. Morning, Kenny. Good morning, everybody. And let me all right. So Kenny's here early on a Monday morning after a weekend in Vegas. Good to see you, big dog. Good to see you, Anna. All right, you guys. Let's let's officially go ahead and get started on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. So you guys, thanks for being here. We have some guests on the line once again. Group coaching is growing. Some people are taking the day off because it is, I think it's a holiday for most people because my kids are home today. I think it's a holiday, but
President's Day.
we're okay. All right. Well, it's President's Day, but I typically don't take the Mondays off. So we're here. So let's do work, you guys. So to begin with, I am actually going to turn it over. Let me see. And I love seeing everybody's cameras on. I love this. Let's see. Terry Daniel, would you do us the pleasure? Would you do us the pleasure of taking us out on the field on this beautiful Monday morning? And good morning, son. I love you. And I hopefully had a nice sleep. Okay. I'll see you soon. All right, Terry Daniel, let's hear it. Take us out on the field.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here because I'm clear that without coaching, you cannot be successful in this business. Although we think we can do it on our own, we can't. Information is so important to keep up with in this business that I basically plead with everyone. If you can get to coaching on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it'll save your life as you go along, assisting people in buying and selling homes. So you guys continue to just stay faithful in the coaching, try to absorb everything that you learn here, and have a great week.
Beautiful, beautiful, Miss Terry. Well, I appreciate that. You know what? I agree with this, and I think Kenny could give us his thoughts on coaching as well, you guys. We are coached, right? So I'm now going to be a part of the Chet Black Elite coaching for leaders and for coaches in the industry. We also have a leadership coach that coaches our leadership department about dialogue, about thoughts, about how we're really moving the organization forward. And I spend tons and tons of times with Kenny, and him coaching me on things that he's learned. And so literally it's like paying it forward. And sometimes having somebody else take a glimpse at your business from the outside can give you a different perspective on your business. And I know, Kenny, that you've been a huge proponent of coaching. So Kenny, let's just hear from you. The visionary of the company, what is your annual spend on coaching? How much time do you invest in coaching in your own career?
I think coaching is important because then, it's a faster way to get where you want to get because people have been there or they've done it. Or like example, the Tom Ferry organization, they coach thousands of agents all across the US, and the information gets passed through the coach to the top, which is Tom Ferry. And then Tom Ferry then kind of organizes and brings it back down. So there's always like a constant funnel of information. I personally spend a little over like about 110 grand a year on coaching. And then that doesn't include all the masterminds on Mondays and Wednesdays. We hop on and constantly go one-on-one Zoom calls with other top agents across the US. So I think it's really important to, get leveled up versus just trying to figure out on your own.
And I appreciate that. There's a lot of answers from all the people.
Like sports, right? Yeah. I know all the top players, they have a team coach, but they also have personal coaches. And then they play off the field with each other and they train all the time. So, if you want to take real estate serious, you got to invest a lot of time in your foundational skills.
And you guys, you have to have the ability just to stay humble, right? We're in these mastermind groups with 300, 400 people that are doing business at a higher level than us, that have better systems than us, that have processes than us. And we're there to learn and listen. If there's one thing that we can take and instill in our own business to make you guys better, than we will. So remain humble, right? Terry's been in the game for a lot longer than I have, but she still comes to group coaching. She still drops fire. She's here to learn. She's here to contribute. And she's here to make sure that she's growing, because I believe in us all growing together. So let's talk a little bit about growth before we get started. Couple of people I want to call on before we go ahead and get the ball started today. Wanted to highlight Rakitha. So Rakitha is a brand new agent. Rakitha, and forgive me, Rakitha, and this isn't calling you out, but she's been a little fearful about making phone calls, right? She's been a little fearful. She's like, shit, what do I say? What are they going to do? Are they going to hang up on me? The answer to all that is yes, they are going to hang up on you, and it's okay. You're going to figure it out. Well, Rakitha posted her very first reel this last weekend. If you haven't followed her, give her a follow. She had over 1,700 views on this one video, got a little bit out of her comfort zone. She didn't want to post it, still posted it, overanalyzed herself, trying to over edit everything, but she still did that. And so Rakitha, huge congratulations to you. Love what you're doing. And listen, thank you for just taking that step in your own business to face your fears, because I know that it is challenging and to put yourself on camera, but you have a great spirit, you have a great energy, you're a mom, you're doing great things and you're facing your fears. That's step number one. So you chose to win in that. So congratulations. So let's show her some love and say great job to Rakitha, because we know that shit is not easy. So that's just step one. Step one. So Rakitha, what do you want to say about that? Allow us to reintroduce yourself.
Well, I just want to say that I'm glad that I took that step. You know, I don't want to be a secret agent. People have to know what it is I do and who I am and see some of my personality. I overanalyzed myself for a long time. Even before I posted it, I didn't want to post it because to me, it just didn't look right. But I said, F it, get out there. It's time to get it popping. So it won't be the last reel that I do. I'll perfect it, you know, down the line. So thank you guys.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It never has to be perfect. It could be perfectly imperfect. It's completely okay. But the fact that you did it, great stuff. And I'll tell you what, it'll get more comfortable and get more comfortable. Here's what's great. You guys are all individuals in your own right. It doesn't have to be the way that someone else says the message. The way that Ernesto articulates a message will be vastly different than the way that I articulate a message. As long as it's true to you, as long as it flows, as long as it has your swag and your style, that's all that matters, right? It's all that matters. And so good stuff for Keitha. I'm gonna actually hear from Rebecca and Anna Pacheco. They just got back from a meditation retreat. I don't know if that's what it was called, but Anna said, I'm going to a meditation retreat, so I'm just calling it that. And so I don't know, but I saw you in a conference room with Danny Morell, so I don't know. So Rebecca, I want to hear 3 key things that you took away from that event, what it meant to you, and then what are some things that you're going to implement in your business right away?
So 3 key things. One was to give yourself grace. He mentioned that a few times, and we sometimes work too hard on ourselves. So the way, just even the words though, giving yourself grace, I loved it. It just really resonated with me as you're learning. Gosh, I don't have my notebook with me from there, but I'm trying to think of what else. You have to kind of just accept and trust the process. Everyone's, you know, journey, spiritual, or even learning about real estate is so different. We all go to our own pace. Just like we mentioned, keep doing what you're doing and showing up for role play trainings and just do it and just trust it's going to work. Having the right tribe, which is you guys and guides, which, you know, you, Kenny, all our leadership, is huge important too. So who you surround yourself, which we already know, but that's just going to help your business and help you much more and faster, grow faster. So those were my huge takeaways. Implementing just action. I already know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know when I'm successful, when I have a lot of escrows, what actions I'm doing, and then I kind of drop the ball or self-sabotage and stop. So I just need to keep doing it and just keep believing in myself that I can have more and just keep going.
And I love that, because I think that in this game of real estate, it's the perpetual, you know, baton pass to yourself, right? It's like, okay, cool. I accomplished that first round. Well, now I got to pass it to myself and I got to run the next leg of the relay. So I love that. So let's talk about the spiritual side. I know that Danny Morell is a super spiritual guy. He is very grounded, mind, body, and soul. What was the spiritual side of the event?
It was interesting. I went with 3. Well, before the retreat, he said, you know, declare 3 intentions that you want to address while you're here. And so I did them home before I even went to Denver. And I did, you know, confront some of those during meditation and breath work, but a whole slew of other shit came up. And it was amazing because I thought I had already dealt with it. And it helped me confront it. And one of those things were death of 2 of my brothers, and I was able to face it and get through it. And right now I'm talking about it. I'm a little emotional, but I'm not crying. Before, I could never talk about it without crying.
Becca, I mean, I cannot imagine the depths that you guys went to, but I really, really appreciate you sharing. And I know that it'll take you there. And you're right. I've been a big, huge fan of him for many years. And so hats off to you. Hats off for you for going and doing the work. And so good stuff.
Thank you to Anna for introducing me to it, because I had no idea.
Right. So Anna, let's hear from you. Let's take yourself off of mute. So Anna, 3 key takeaways from that event, what it meant to you, and what are some things that you're going to implement in your business? Let's hear from you.
Well, I feel like I'm the constant seeker of growth. And one of the biggest things is like, sometimes it's like you grow and then you stop. And then it's like, am I is it too much? Is it not? Right. So one of the biggest things was getting clear on, on some of the things he said was desire moves you into action. So definitely your why and how bad do you want it? Right. And, growth is on the other side of fear. And once you fix the man inside, the rest will fall into place. So that's been a big journey for me, is to work on myself and know that that'll show up everywhere else in my life.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Action items. What are a couple key things that you're going to focus on?
I just hired an assistant. So she's starting part-time. And she starts Wednesday. So it's really getting systematic so that I can grow and do the numbers that I am looking to do this year. So with that, I need assistance and support. And I feel like I finally have aligned myself with a good tribe with that support. So now it's up to me in seeking that support, because I tend to get so involved with my work that I don't tap into the support that's there for me.
I love it. And just so people know, what has been that glass ceiling for you that's been really, really challenging for you to get past in the last, let's say 5 years? You've had a ceiling and it's really, really close that you can get over it, but you just haven't broke it yet. For the people that don't know, what is that glass ceiling for you?
Is again, asking for the support and using the systems, and the systems has been big to support that's already there, not using it or saying, hey, I need this, or moving into getting an assistant soon enough, because of course, if I want it, I can't do it all.
Yep. And then what's the number? I know there's been a number that you've been trying to get past for many years.
Yes. So my number is, I want to do 40 transactions, which actually I almost say 50. So I'm feeling like I could definitely shoot for 50 and break to 20 million, because of course my price isn't the Bay Area pricing, but break that 20 million.
Okay, you guys, here's what I'm hearing. A little bit more support, systematize your business, leverage the people around you, leverage the support around you. And I think that 50 number is completely within reach. And so, Anna, good stuff. Rebecca, good stuff. I love when I see you guys at these events, because like you said, you're constantly searching for growth and searching for empowerment. And I think that you guys both got that. So absolutely love that. Good stuff. Teresa, I'm going to have you mute yourself. Teresa.
Because she said, you want to have a...
Okay. Once again, you guys, make sure that you guys are on mute. So Rebecca, Anna, good stuff, you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about challenges right now, but I want to give you some high level view of this really quick. And I had a question, and anybody wants to chime in on this. How many people are reading this? Please give me a hand up. I see the numbers going up and up and up and up. Okay, cool. If you love the book, please give me a reaction down below. Give me a heart symbol, because I am going to give a huge heart symbol. Okay. All right, cool. You guys, this book has been a game changer for me. And I'm just reading through it. I've read through it. I'm reading it again, and I just am absolutely hooked on it. So before I talk about something in here, I want to share it with you guys, some high level numbers, some stats, so you guys know what we're all working towards. As a company right now, in order for us to hit our annual goal of $2 billion in production, that means that we need to hit $166 million in production every single month. Now, mind you, that is based on a company goal of having 600 agents. We are not there yet, so we know that most of that production is going to come at the midpoint of the year, and we're going to catapult our business midpoint of the year. Well, as of right now, we need to make sure that we're hitting at least $25 million in production every single week. Why do I say this? Is because I want to make sure that we're all on the same page and we all know what we're working for. You guys all have your individual goals, but also the company has their individual goals. So I have a couple questions for you guys, and I'll open this dialogue up. And before I do so, I want to read this quote to you guys, and it's really, really important. And I think that it goes on and on with what we've been talking about, and the cadence and the flow and the tempo of what we've been talking about. So I'm going to share this with you. People love to talk about a winning attitude, a winning mindset. But what does that actually mean? You can't have the attitude or the mindset without actually experiencing what it means to win. You can't learn from it on a podcast or read about it in a book. Even this one, right? And we're referring to the winning book. You can't win by simply absorbing thoughts about winning. You have to release the real energy and perform the action of winning. You won't grow it on its own. It needs your investment and commitment. It needs everything to grow. You have to take the risk and the action and absolutely feel it. You guys, when I read that portion, I highlighted in my book the other night, and I was like, you guys, that is super, super powerful. So you guys obviously know what the company goal is. You know what your individual goals are and what you're working for. And I'm going to give a huge shout out to everyone that showed up to live prospecting on Friday. By show of hands, just give me a hand. How many people stepped into that room on Friday afternoon or Friday morning? All right, cool. Thank you for being there. Now I'm going to have you guys lower your hands for a second. How many people were trepidatious, fearful to actually step in that room in the first place? Please give me a raise of a hand if you were actually a little bit trepidatious to come to that event. All right, cool. Look at all this. I love it. You know, but here's what happened. There was about 35 of you guys there in the office, and you guys can lower your hands now. About 35 people in the office that day. What did I experience as a leader? I experienced you guys facing your fears, realizing how great you guys actually could be. There was people, for context, there was people in the room that had never made an appointment over the phone, sales call of any type of magnitude that were coming up like, I got one. Go ring the bell, right? We have that bell for escrows, but I was like, let's just go ring the bell. Like the office was buzzing. And I'm getting chills talking about this, you guys, because what I saw is I saw growth. I saw Christine Miller there with her daughter, and she's like, I got one. I'm like, awesome, get up and ring the bell. But like for her daughter to see her doing that, right? Lovely booking appointments. I think we booked 9 appointments in less than 1 hour. 9 appointments. Joellen, everyone was having so much fun. Rakitha making calls. She's like, this is the last thing I want to do is make calls, but I'm going to make these calls, right? Everyone was hustling in the room, getting past their fears. So I wanted to ask you guys this week. I know we talked about what's something that you're stoked about last week. 2 things, you guys. First things first, before we get off the call today, I want everyone to go into here and I want you guys to put down your commitments. I know that we talked about this last week, the committed group, and obviously this is opt-in. The committed group, there was only 8 people that posted from last week. So if you guys can, please go into the committed group on Slack, and please put in what your commitments are for the week, because we're going to go full circle on those on Friday. If you have not done that, commit to taking the action of declaring what you're going to accomplish this week. Do that first. My second question, this is an open dialogue, and please don't leave me hanging on this one. This is important. If you guys don't engage on this, I'm probably just going to call on you. So I have a couple questions for you guys, and I want you guys to answer this and be humble and push yourself. The questions are this: what will you do today, and what will you do this week to create an appointment for yourself? And what do you believe that your biggest challenge is right now? And here's what I do not want to hear in this context of this conversation. We will not say it's the market, because there's people winning every single day right now and putting up mass amounts of escrow. So we can't blame the market, because then we're saying there's an excuse for us not being productive. We find a way. So what will you do today or this week to create an appointment? And what do you believe your biggest challenge is, and it's not the market? Who wants to answer that question first? Speak up, spit some fire, commit to it in this open platform. Thank you, Jewel Carter, for raising your hand first. And I always love it, because as soon as someone goes, other people go. So Jewel Carter, in order for you to speak on the call, you got to take yourself, you have to have your camera on. There she is. There she is. Hey, listen, that's ground rules here for group coaching. If you want to speak, we just have to see your face. So let's hear it, Jewel Carter.
Good rising, everyone. Please forgive how I look. I'm so sorry. One thing I can do is stick to my calendar and show up and keep making calls, because I've seen some results just making calls. Over the weekend, I've revived like 2 dead clients from like 2 years ago.
I love that. I love that. You guys, we shared some really, really good scripts the other day, but at the end of the day, remember this, you guys, and I know I say this all the time because I mean this. The experience, right? The phone calls lead to, or excuse me, the action, which is the phone calls, lead to what? The experience, right? The experience now gives me what? The feedback. The feedback is now going to tell me what are the necessary skills that I need to build upon. That is it. Because if Jewel keeps on getting hung up at, hi, Tom, how are you? Click, wait a minute. Hi, Tom, how are you? Click. Maybe she's going to be like, hi, Tom. Hey, Tom, really quick call. This is Jewel calling from EXP and Team Fast. I noticed a couple weeks ago you were on Zillow looking at homes in Berkeley. Normally when someone's on Zillow, they're ready to buy now or they're just in the looking phase. Where would you say you are? Oh shit, I got a different cadence now, right? Tom didn't hang up on me. Tom stayed on the phone a little bit longer, but the action starts, that's what starts everything. Colette, let's hear from you. Spit some fire. What will you do today or this week to create an appointment? And what do you believe your biggest challenge is? The words we're not going to use, it's the market.
Oh, it's not the market. I'm seeing signs everywhere, and I'm kind of pissed off at myself that my name's not on them, you know, and it's all on me. I have not been doing what I need to do, you know, in terms of just getting on the phone. I hate calling people, and I have to figure out. Well, let me just say this: I'm going to get a freaking appointment this week. Okay, I'm going to get a listing appointment this week. Period. And that's on me. And I got mud on my face next Monday. Please slap me. Okay. That's it. I'm not even going to talk about the rest of it.
You know what? Once again, hey, if you guys give me chills, you guys are doing something right. Because here's the thing, Colette, you have dubbed yourself with the moniker of the Oakland Guru. Okay, let's stay there for a second. What are you doing on a daily basis to edify the fact that you are the Oakland Guru? Right? You have that. So build off that.
Absolutely. I'm hard-headed as hell. I fight with myself every morning. I get up, we just box it out, you know? It's like I got these two personalities going at it, you know? The winner is going to prevail. The winner will prevail. Okay.
Yes.
He's way more pissed off than the other one. So
good, Colette. And I'll tell you what, you know, for you have this ability to speak about all things Oakland, videos on all things Oakland. I'm going to go on Piedmont Ave and I'm going to take a video of every single restaurant, jewelry shop, purveyor, coffee shop, smoothie place. And I am going to become that guru, right? You already feel, because where did that guru come from? What made you think that you're the guru of Oakland? Like, where did that come from?
As I was sort of rebranding my social media presence, you know, I was trying to figure out, because that was my whole, you know, my whole plan, and that was what I was doing earlier on. However, as realtors, you know, we get distracted by shiny pennies and get off point, but was to be doing that lifestyle stuff, and that's what I'm trying to get back to. So,
because if you feel like you are the guru and that's the core values of that whole messaging, then let the consumers know that you are truly the guru, right? I know that you have roots in this town.
Absolutely.
I know that you know much about Maxwell Park and what's going on around you. Let's
been around
share
it for a while.
Share. So we're going to support Colette in her goal of hitting at least one listing appointment. But she's got to do the action. So good stuff. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. All right, guys. Who else is next? I want to hear from you guys, and don't be shy, you guys. I'm throwing you the ball. I want to hear from you. Yes, Ernesto, let's hear from you, brother.
Give me the ball, coach. I got a few thoughts today. First, I'm drawing a blank. If this is you, remind me. Christine Miller. Christine Miller called me Saturday or Friday. with a quick question about open houses, and we had a great conversation. So the point of sharing that is kind of circles back to your point, like, what are we going to do? And this also circles back to Colette's point, like, people are winning. How are they winning? So I called Peter, I called Julie, and Julie in particular was a goldmine of best practices. The way she sets expectations with clients about how competitive it is, and the level of desire that they need to have to win in this market. Just taking that from Julie, and the images that she shares, like during her buyer's consult, hey, put yourself on the seller side of the table, and these 3 offers came your way. Which one would you choose and why? And buyers are like, oh, I get it. Now I know why they're not taking my offer. So my point there is, you got to be comfortable asking other people. Like, if you want to win, like, asking other people, hey, can I have, some of your time to learn how you're winning, because it is being done. So how is it being done? So and then somebody made a comment earlier about video and how uncomfortable it was, and I just wanted to quickly share, like, it took me like 3 hours at the Veranda Shopping Center in Concord to film a video. I just kept messing up over and over and over, and it was uncomfortable. You have strangers walking past and they distract you, and when that video comes out, like, you're gonna see how I went from like daylight to dusk, and I just kept at it. So it's going to be uncomfortable, but I told you I'm going to do 52 YouTube videos a year this year, and I'm sticking by that goal. So I see a lot of people that are afraid about cold calling. I used to be terrified of cold calling as well. I'm super comfortable and I actually enjoy it now. So if anybody wants some tips or wants to have a conversation or even do some role playing, I'm happy to be a resource to anybody there. So those are my thoughts this morning.
Love it. A couple things that you said here. There's many people in this team that are, went through similar challenges early on in their career. For example, Julie didn't have a transaction for close to 10 months. 10 months. She was. This is before the numbers agent that we all see today. About 10 months without getting into contract. So what a great person to lean to. But even outside of the team, there's top people in our business that you could just call and be like, hey, I just want to have a conversation with you and ask you how you're winning. What is your strategy? What are you doing? And there's the humble people out there are going to answer that. And so I love that you're doing that, Ernesto. And there was one other point. Oh, and I wrote this on the screen yesterday. I learned it from Tom Ferry. Don't be myopic in your approach, right? You guys got to start trying some different things and knocking on some doors and doing some community spotlights and creating some video, because like Rakitha, if she wouldn't have created that video, she wouldn't have gotten 1,700 views. Well, she tried something that was completely outside of what she has normally done. And look what type of traction she got. Also, look how that boosted her confidence. And so good stuff. I love it. Let's go over to Sandy and then we'll come over to you, Rakitha.
So I made like a handful of connections over the weekend between going on this hiking trail and going to a good friend's son's birthday party, one of my son's best friends. And I had really good conversations and connections with people. So I gave my card out to a few folks and I plan on following up with them this week. And I think I have some traction there. So that's how and I'm gonna re-engage with somebody this week who I need to follow up with. It sounded like they were fairly serious. It's a connection through another friend. So mostly organic seed planting happening.
Beautiful.
The second part of the question was, what's my biggest
challenge?
Yeah. It's still finding a way to kind of juggle a lot of the different things happening in my life and making time, fitting time in where I can. Because I unfortunately, I'd love to be able to, excuse me, participate in everything, but I can't. So I'm just trying to find a way to really maximize my time. So.
I'm with you on that. Being a parent, having a household of children and having a life partner, I know it's challenging. We face this. We all face this, and so my thing is, as long as your calendar is filled up with the priorities, you might not have to go to the office. You might not want to go to the masterminds, but as long as you're staying true to the things that are priority in your life and you're doing the things that only Sandy can do, everything else will work out over time. So good stuff. And I appreciate you being humble. Before I go to Rakitha, I'll come to Kwanzo next. But I think, Ernesta, you said something that's important. Each of you guys need to realize this. You guys are coaches. You guys are coaches to your clients. When you guys are meeting with the client, you have to set expectations, let them know what's going on. You have to push them back in the ring. You have to give them their mouthpiece. You have to be that person that's going to elevate them, push them, keep them motivated, keep them in the fight. Like, you guys have to learn how to be really, really good coaches for your clients. And we say this all the time. Rakitha, let's go to you. Was that an old hand up or was that the same hand up?
It was the same hand.
Okay. All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
So this week I am going to commit to not so much as door knocking, but I'm gonna go around in my neighborhood. I ordered some door hangers to put my card in, and I'm gonna go around the neighborhood and hang them on the doors. I was supposed to do it like a few weeks back, and I didn't do it. And just last night, I seen a sign, a post is coming up, and it has EXP. It doesn't have the agent's information or anything, but I'm like, that could have been me. I was like, ugh. So I'm gonna commit to actually doing that this week.
Rakitha, so you stopped yourself early on. You're like, I'm not gonna knock on doors. I'm gonna leave a door hanger. Are you saying that you're gonna leave a door hanger without knocking?
I was like, at first I was gonna knock, but then I was like, you know what? It's
Let me change. Let me change the
knock.
narrative. Let me change the narrative for you, and I want to challenge you. If you're going to be there anyways, if you're going to be doing the action of putting the door hanger on, I would want to be like, wow, she left the door hanger. I looked at her through the window and she just put it on and then kind of scurried away really quick. And hopefully I didn't have to talk to anybody. I'm going to challenge your narrative. If you're putting that energy out there to actually put it on the door, you guys, I just left this here. This is what it is. I want to introduce myself. But if you're going to be there, just do it anyways. It's going to be scary. But you have kids, you probably have a radio flyer. Take them with you, have some fun with it. Know what the neighborhood's gonna think. She's selling some chocolate or something. Like chocolate, right? I wanna change the narrative for you because I heard in your voice, I was gonna I'm just gonna leave the door hanger on there. Do the hard.
Okay, so let's rewind that. I'm gonna door knock this weekend and I'm gonna leave my card with them.
That's right, Rakitha. And listen, I don't know what happened in this last week, but Rakitha is always very, very shy. She's quiet. She doesn't want to speak up, but look, she spoke up twice. She made a video. She's going door knocking this week. I love seeing what's happening with you, Rakitha. Kwanzo, let's hear it, bro. My push-up buddy.
Good morning. Hope everyone is having an amazing day, ready to crush it. You know, I didn't really want to raise my hand earlier. I was like, I'm gonna let everyone else speak because I'm taking the kids out. We're going to Disneyland this week, so we're gonna be out the whole entire week. I'm like, man, there's no way I can, set appointments and do all this stuff. And people are like, well, I'm free tomorrow. I can't do it. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just gonna like I'll figure it out. Like how I'm gonna get an appointment. So and that's why I raised my hand because I think like sometimes we doubt ourselves and we just immediately have, we put stories and narratives in our heads that basically limit us. But, if you're just like, fuck it, I'll figure out a way, then you find a way to make it happen.
You know what? There's a lot of companies and brokerages out there that when I leave, my business has to stop. When you leave, you have all of your village members here to support you, help you, do the showings for you. And shit, man, there's many times people go on vacation and get into contracts. So leverage the people around you. We're here for you. There's people on this team right now that simply want to go out to get an Instagram reel and go show some cool houses, bro. So leverage the people around you, and happy that you're taking the kids to Disneyland. King Swanee, let's go over to you, big dog. I didn't know this about Michael. Michael used to be an MC. He used to be a Bay Area MC, King Swanee. Am I saying it right, bro? Is it King Swanee?
Saying it right. You saying it right.
All right, let's hear from you, big dog.
My biggest thing for this week, and one thing I'm having an issue with is just staying on track. I'm easily distracted. I'll be prospecting and then I'll get to scrolling through Instagram. Then I spend 20 minutes on Instagram, or I get a phone call from somebody. I spend 20 minutes on the phone and then I'm thrown off. So my biggest thing for this week is I have this beautiful calendar with everything mapped out and time blocked, and I need to stick to it. So my biggest thing this week is just sticking to my time block, and sticking to my calendar and staying on task.
I'm going to have a conversation with you, but before I do, I want to have a conversation that I've had with Cynthia many, many times. And Cynthia, maybe you can shed some light on this. And I think the premise of the conversation here would be shields up. Based on what conversations we had and things that you've learned, what does that mean to you and shields up, and what kind of advice could we lend, Michael?
That's a question to me.
Yeah, because you've had the same challenge.
Yeah, totally. And I still do this. When I catch myself doing this, I have to literally put my phone on do not disturb, turn it upside down away from me. I turn off notifications on my desktop. There's a way that you can pause your inbox. I turn off Slack notifications, and then I just sit down. I'm trying out this thing called the Pomodoro Method. I think I'm saying that right. And it's where you cycle out. So you do like a task for 45 minutes, and then you get up and like stretch or get on IG for 15 minutes and then come back and be like, all right, super fucking focused again. But it's creating that space of where you're going to be like, no, this is what I have time blocked to do. If I want to get to my goal, I will do this right now. And it always, like Elias always tells us, it always comes back to the why. When I catch myself on those 20-minute IG scrolls, I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't helping me at all. Like, maybe if I was creating content, sure, but to just sit there and like mindlessly do this, that's not good for us. But yeah, just putting on like blinders and being like, nope, there's nothing else going on around me.
Right, man. And Michael, like, that's what racehorses do. Blinders on, right? They don't want them distracted by anything else. Man, there's times where my son is running around. You guys have seen him before. There's things going on back here that nobody knows about, because I am fucking like head down focused. There's times where Kenny's like, dude, are you gonna eat? I'm like, I'll eat later, bro. You're gonna get some water? I'll get some water. I got it, bro. I got my coffee, got my water, got my books, got my notes, and I got you guys. And I'm just focused, man. Focused, bro. So it's like, sometimes you just gotta check yourself and be like, hey, is this serving me right now? Right? Is this serving me and what I want to accomplish? What I want to give back to my family? I could spend 20 minutes mindless on social, or I could spend 20 minutes finding an opportunity that's going to potentially pay me 20 G's. Move. Nobody shields up, right? It's almost like you have the ability to say, all right, I am closing everything out, and hey, prospecting. Like Dad's out, Michael Swanson, King Swanee, he's out. I am focused 100% on my business, man. Kenny, tell us a little bit about the resources that you put in the chat here.
Yeah, I used to use this. I'm pretty good at my time, so I currently don't have this, but this is free. I can't share screen, but there's a thing that logs all your activity on the computer, so it'll track like how many hours you spend on social media, how many hours you spend in your emails, on Slack and such. It's a pretty cool app. I would recommend. If you want to get a little more extreme, there are also phone apps you can have on your iPhone or Android where actually disable. You can lock yourself out of certain programs like Instagram. I'm on Instagram a lot, but I don't scroll Instagram in the middle of the day. I get all I spent half an hour on Instagram this morning, and at night, I literally have 100 DMs, and at night I just do all my DMs, and then in the morning I do it. So I don't try to time block. So you want to get a good time block before you guys, if you do get distracted, get some of these apps to help you out. And the biggest thing I've learned over the years is really turning off all these notifications, because if every time it pings, you look at your phone, you're gonna stop what you're doing, take a look at it, and then all of a sudden you're an hour in, you haven't got any work done. So I would recommend getting rid of the banner, the thing that drops down, getting rid of the alerts on your lock screen, but do keep the badge. Instagram only thing is important to keep your badge, but I would want to know how many emails I have. It just has a number on it. So just limit how accessible you become. Otherwise, you're you work for your phone instead of your phone working for you. If it keeps, trying to get you to do something, take a look at it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you guys, some of you, like, I'll comment or put something on your IG, and then like within a second, like, or heart or whatever, right? I don't have my notifications on my phone. We're on like this.
Slack too. Slack sounds productive. But there's a lot of channels. If you're not, like, let's just say you work in Oakland and you never use Brentwood office or want to create, there's no reason, even if you're in that channel, you should be getting any alerts for that channel. So go on the channels you don't use as regularly, kind of make a subset, extra channels, your main channels, and then go on the ones you don't really need notifications for, just mute them. That way, That way the channel on the left side will, the letters will be light up if there's something new in there, but you're not going to just go in and, get distracted by that. And personally, a lot of you DM me on Slack, you'll notice that I really don't get back to people on Slack right away. It'll usually take me a day or two, because then I tried, like yesterday I was in plane. I worked for an hour and a half straight on the plane nonstop. So I finally got all my Slack messages done. Nothing in Slack is really that urgent for me, because then people, and, assuming you're a client too, they need to get you. They know where to find you. And so if someone needs me urgently, they know to text me or call me. So Slack is not that important most of the time. Similar thing, your Instagram, your TikTok, and all that, it's not that important.
And Michael, to build off of this, bro, I'm going to highly encourage this for everybody. And Judith, if you could put the link in the chat below to Unroll Me, right? So I spend Sundays I spend Sundays getting the inbox to a 0, because I don't want to walk into a Monday trying to play catch up with all the things that are just clogging my email, maybe from a couple of days before. So I want to get this number down. So right now, this is just this morning, and I'm at 19. Well, 19 versus 100 is a lot easier to manage. What I do every week is go to Unroll Me. You might have put an ad or filled out an ad on Instagram or wherever, and you accidentally put your email. Well, dude, now you're getting your email clogged up. So Unroll Me and clean that out, man. So you're not like, getting pulled away with all this stuff. And you have to unscribe me, you have to delete, and then you're like, man, I got to get working, right? So key things that I've done to kind of just maximize efficiency. Kwan, is that a new hand up or is that the old hand up?
That's a new hand. I just want to chime in on that. One thing that you said that really helped me in terms of social media game is are you a content consumer or are you a creator? So now I'm very intentional about how I'm, utilizing social media. Like when I go on there, I'm like my intention is to create something, and then I leave. I don't even check other stuff. And then there are times, that I engage people, right? That's when I do the DMs and stuff like that. And then, when I have time, now I'll scroll through other stuff. But mainly those are two, areas that I live in. Either I'm creating something or I'm engaging with people, and that's it. And that really helps me to stay focused and really help me just to delineate how I want to spend my time.
Love it. Love it. Colette, is that a new hand up or is that the same hand up?
No, that's a new hand. I did the Unroll Me, and I love it. I think it gave you 3 options to put stuff in archive, delete it, unsubscribe, or one other. And I noticed it's on my sidebar now in my email, and I'm not sure how do I keep going back to the original Unroll Me and unrolling more, or does it know how to?
Because sometimes you don't realize how much you are actually using your email for, and it happens all the time. They get me with all kinds of ads or whatever it is. So I do it weekly. I do Unroll Me weekly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I do go back to the website then and do it. Okay.
Yep, and then it'll list all the things that you have actually enrolled to, and then just X.
Okay.
All right. So good stuff.
Good morning, baby.
Say good morning, Silas.
Uh-oh, he muted you.
There we go. All right, guys. So let's hear from 2 other people. I want to hear from Danielle, and I want to hear from Lizelle. I don't know if Lizelle's ever spoken on group coaching. So Danielle, what will you do today or this week to get an appointment, and what are the biggest challenges that you're facing?
So what I'm going to do to get an appointment is I did get a few leads yesterday from open house. So I'm going to go down the list and call everybody. That's what I'm getting together this morning, just making sure I have the facts on them, so I could call them and, remember who I'm talking to. And I'm going to also just go over my other customers that I already have. Just call them and try to work to get another appointment.
Are you adding the open house attendees to Follow Boss?
I'm going to. Oh, wait, the open house attendees?
I mean, the clients that you're going to call, or
oh, yes, I will. I will add those to Follow Boss. Yes.
And Danielle, just for the sake of this conversation, what is your follow-up script? What are you saying to them when you call them the day after your open house?
Well, just like any lead, even I will just call them. I'm probably not going to say anything too serious. I just want to get to know them. I want to get to know where they work, where they live now, where they're trying to live. For example, the open house yesterday was Concord. I'll ask them, you know, is Concord where you're looking? Where are the other areas you're open to? You know, just kind of get to know them. You know, are they looking just for themselves? Do they have a family? Who is this all for? Then kind of get to what, you know, if they're already, you know, have a lender or not, if they bring that up, you know, if not, but just, you know, kind of get to know them first, see what they're looking for before anything else, before any business, just kind of get to know them.
So I like that. A couple things here that I want to coach you on, and a couple of different opportunities here. So when you're calling them, they obviously came to the open house for a reason. There was something about that home that caught their interest, piqued their interest. They stopped in, they met you, they toured the house, right? So when you're following up, you just want to get some feedback first off to see what their thoughts were on the home. Then if they are going to be presenting an offer on the home, and if they say yes, then wonderful, then you'll have that dialogue. But if they say no, okay, just so I can give some feedback to my seller, what was it about the house that you'd like or did not like? Perfect. So what are they telling you then, Danielle? They're telling you what their actual ideal home was like. So then you can say, okay, here's what I can do for you. I do this for all the clients that I meet at my open houses. I'm gonna set you up at Real Scout. I'm gonna set this up just so I can get a little bit more context and color for you. What are some other things that you would love to see in a home? So you can go a layer deeper on that. So, but good approach. I love that. And hold on really quick, you guys. And then I'd also use video. I would do video messaging to people that, especially the ones that stood out from you and that you could follow up with via video. So love that. What are your biggest challenges that you're facing right now?
Probably still just staying organized. That's why I like to go into the office more. I feel like when I'm there, I can work. It's a challenge for me to work at home because I've never had a work at home situation.
Yeah.
And even if I'm here by myself, it's still distracting because at home I have things to do. I'm home. Let me do this. Let me do that. So it's really hard for me to constantly stay focused when I'm at home. But that's my biggest challenge. So I think I do want to put more time blocks perhaps on my calendar, even when I'm home, to help hold myself accountable to do it.
Think we may have lost Elias.
Yeah, he looks frozen.
Maybe a little frozen.
Mhm.
Yeah, those time blocks, Danielle, those are where it's at for sure. No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep rolling then while we're waiting for Elias. Quan, did you have your hand up from last time or this time?
That was from last time.
Last time. Okay, good
Yeah.
to see you, buddy.
Likewise.
Yeah, thank you. Joellen, let's go to you, my friend.
Good morning, guys. I'm in my robe and jammies, so long night. I was up writing an offer till like 11 o'clock last night. So it was my first offer with no inspection contingency. So it was new to me. But fingers crossed we get it accepted. But I wanted to talk about the open houses and how really cool the tool Real Scout is, because you can actually get them set up into Real Scout and then you see how they're looking at listings. 2 weeks ago, I met a lady, set her up on Real Scout. She started emailing me and she went and saw a bunch of houses that Real Scout emailed her for open houses this last weekend. And she said she was going to circle back with me after she was done. And it's so funny because she ended up running into Zyra at one of the open houses. And she told Zyra, oh yeah, I'm working with Joellen. So it's like, you know, the Real Scout is really working. I have like 3 people on there right now that are constantly viewing what I'm sending them.
Nice.
I love this. And thanks for picking up, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Silas, sorry. So Real Scout is great for 2 reasons. A, it allows you to see consumer behavior, and then it allows you to respond based on the behavior that you're seeing from the consumers. That's why Real Scout is so important, right? So it allows you to engage with them at a different level, right? I call it ESP, effective situational prospecting. Hey, Joellen, I noticed that you liked 123 Main Street. You may also like 123, 125. When's a good time for you? I'm available today or tomorrow to go see these properties. So you guys can close for the appointment a lot easier. So good stuff. But Joellen, enough about you. Can I see your son? Can I see my dancing king over there?
He's got chapped lips today, pretty bad. Say hi, good morning.
What's up, Colton? How you doing?
Say good morning. He's like, Mom, why don't you?
All right, so
He's tired.
Okay, you guys, before we go full circle, Cynthia, let's talk a little bit about the training that you put in the chat.
That's about it. Real Scout's going to be coming by on the 24th. There's all the details. The Zoom link is going to be on the Team Fast calendar. And Real Scout to me is the number one, in my personal opinion, is the number one tool to help your clients get into, not necessarily get into contract, but find the home that they want, because there's so many homes that come on the market and sometimes we're not checking the MLS on the daily. This is going to send your clients those homes, even if you forget to send them homes one day. Yeah, and it's going to be dope. It's actually going to be Real Scout, the folks at Real Scout teaching us. So please be sure to be in attendance for that. And it's going to be Thursday. It's going to be on Zoom at 1 o'clock.
Love it, you guys. So before we go full circle, I'm going to drop another book for you guys. I know I've been telling you all about reading. I've just been entrenched in reading. I'm going to recommend that everyone get this book. And if you have not got this book, or if you have read that book, please read it again. Here's the thing. This book is going to help you identify what the social styles are and behaviors that you need to have in order to adjust to different social styles. Now, here's the great news, is that it only breaks down to about 4 different styles. Well, good thing is that you are in common with about 25% of the people. So you have the ability, by learning key things in this book, you guys, that will help you adjust communication behaviors to allow you to better connect with all types of people. Because what do? We're all comfortable in the way that we communicate. And I'll give you a quick example. And I learned this a long, long time ago. Can everybody cross their arms? Just cross your arms for me. Just please do this for me. If you're driving, don't do it. All right, cool. Everyone cross their arms? That shit was easy, right? Cross your arms the other way, meaning put the opposite arm. Oh, it's weird, right? Okay. It's so weird. It's like, I'm trying to do it right now. It's just weird. That's how communication styles work in the very simplest of exercises. This book will allow you to learn the skills necessary to adapt to the other styles of communication around you guys. We'll go more and more into this in the coming weeks, but I want to go full circle. I want to hear some key takeaways from today's session. We have some guests on the line today. So let's hear from a guest first, and then we will continue to cruise on. Let me see. Now let's start in-house. So let's go to Joseph. Joseph McDade, my man from Ireland, new agent of ours, just joined the team over the weekend. My brother, let's hear from you. And you were a referral from Maria. Maria, thanks for making the connection. Let's hear, Joseph, what were some of your key takeaways from today's session?
First off, man, I love that shirt you're wearing.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Funky shirt.
I got sweats on.
Oh, nice. So the key points today was like you spent a lot of money on advertise or training, and coaching, which is really good to hear. Just basically take action, get out there, get on the calls, knock at doors, just get prospecting, and everything will come eventually.
Joseph, people are gonna love your accent, bro. I promise you. How many people on the screen? Give us a heart if you love his accent.
Thank you. And I actually reached out to Ernesto about cold calls, so I'm going to call him right after this meeting, and he's going to pick his brain. He's going to give me some advice, which is nice of him. So shout out to Ernesto.
Love it. Hey, bro, and that's just who we are, man. That's just who we are. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Julia, let's go to you. Anything else, Joseph? Sorry.
I was just, who can I expect an email from so I can get the onboarding and start the boot camp? I want to get that straight away,
So it's going to come from Molly Jordan or Rachel Jordan this morning.
Okay.
All right. Julia, let's go to you. Full circle takeaways from today's session.
Takeaway is real for me was the time auditing and, being able to learn systems to use how to, manage your time and see what you're spending most of your time on. And yeah, so that was really helpful. And also, I was at open houses last weekend and Ernesto just helped me out. I had a question real quick and I was like, do we only call people who said that they weren't working with customers? And Ernesto was like, no, call every single person. Don't don't take anything for granted. So
Cool.
I'll be doing that today.
I love it. And Julia, here's the thing. Sometimes it's smoke. And what I mean by that is sometimes people are just saying that, oh, I have an agent, but it's smoke. And then you call them and realize that, man, I really connected with them. They like me. They were just saying that as an excuse not to talk with me and shields up. But now you're calling them, they don't have an agent, right?
Yeah.
And they might have an agent that has really not shown up for them. And then, like, you know what? They're not doing anything for me. And then you're there to build a stronger relationship. So good stuff, Julia. And Ernesto, good stuff. Cortez, let's hear from you, brother. You're a guest in this environment. Let's hear from you, full circle. Key takeaways from today's coaching session. We don't have any audio for you, bro. You're off mute, but we don't have any audio for you. It's okay. Chime in when you can. And let's go to Chris Edwards. Chris Edwards from you, brother. Key takeaways from today's session.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing, because like they were saying with the banners, I'm getting all these banners with all these updates from these apps. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to be looking at? So just take time, do one thing at a time.
Yeah. Focus, you guys. Discipline. Right? That's one thing that I've learned in my career is focus and discipline. And listen, I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always focused and discipline. I would go, oh my gosh, squirrel, like everything. It's just a learned skill, man. It takes some time. It takes some time. So you guys, that is all we have for today. I want to thank everybody that spoke up today. I appreciate your guys' thoughts, your insight. At the end of the day, make it happen this week. Go get an appointment. Make sure if you have not, make sure to update the commitments channel. That's an opt-in group. If you want to share and you want to publicly declare, please put your information in there. We'll come full circle on that on Friday. So go out there, make a difference today, make a difference in the week. Thank you for all of your contributions. Peace. Have a wonderful day. Kenny, I'll see you at 10 o'clock. And Judith, if you could stay on, that would be great. Peace.
Bye, everyone.